Yo, 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 this is Dorky Diggity Dave, and today we are learning how to fight Killmonger just like a ninja. Spin that thing. Welcome back, guys. We are talking about Killmonger, how to take him down, what to do, how to evade specials, some best case use scenarios, and pretty much by the time we're done, you're going to be able to look at Killmonger and be like, hey, look at me. I am the captain now. So at the beginning of a fight, Killmonger's passive ability grants him vibranium armor. Now, vibranium armor is the catalyst for his signature ability, and that's really what we're going to be focusing on. So basically, reverberation, it comes from vibranium armor. Whenever Killmonger's struck, it activates, and it acts as kind of like a spiked armor or a thorns node, but it's based on his power meter. So he can get up to 155% damage, and he can just reflect that right back onto you. So it's very important to make sure that you are keeping your eye on that timer. And also try not to attack him when he has a lot of power stored up, because that's really going to reflect a lot more damage on you than it would if he hadn't. However, there is a thing to mention here, and that is that he gains 15% of missing power each time a debuff is inflicted against him. And that includes parry, so you'll notice if you parry him at certain points, he's going to gain power on you. Now, a very important thing to note here is that vibranium armor is disabled if you can stack an armor break on him. So that is very, very important. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, Killmonger has a relatively easy to evade special one. It's very similar to the SP1s of like Miles Morales or Maestro. However, if you mistime it even just a little bit, you'll get comboed into oblivion. So here's some of those famous sound cues for your listening and viewing pleasure. Now, when he's far away from you, it's a little bit different because you're going to have to time it based on the actual projectiles, and then you can use the evade rhythm that you just learned. Now, something of note here with Killmonger's SP1 is that he gains 2 counterpunch charges, which basically allows him to shrug off that block stun and counterattack immediately. So you'll have to keep tabs on that timer after any SP1 to make sure you aren't hitting him while blocking until you're free and clear. Now, moving on to the SP2, the L2, whatever you like to call it. Well, this is easy enough to evade. The first attack in his special is very similar to that of Venom's SP2. However, once you clear that initial attack, it's just a matter of clearing the way and letting him do his thing. Unless you're up against the wall, of course. Also, keep an eye on that last hit because it can be a doozy if you're careless. Now, the benefit to Killmonger after his SP2 is he receives 3 indestructible charges, which basically ignore all incoming damage. This, though, however, activates if vibranium armor is active only. So if you armor break him, no armor, no charges. So Killmonger is basically a strategy champ. You have to know who to take up against him, and armor break is pretty much your lifesaver here. So my top picks for this particular fight is champions that have a reliable armor break mechanic built in. So that would be Thor. Basically, my rank 4 4-star did quite a bit of damage in this fight, and as a rank 5, I'm sure he could easily one-shot Killmonger. So he has a very reliable armor break because it comes in on parry. Now, if this was a stun immune node, that'd be a different story. Next up is Symbiote Spidey. Now, this is probably the best option because his armor break lasts a whopping 80 seconds and it's stackable. So again, this is another rank 4 4-star and has a much higher damage potential at rank 5. Now, 80 seconds of armor break is a fantastic way, if not the best way, to keep Killmonger neutralized throughout the entire fight. Now, you'll have champions like Iron Fist, Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen. They're okay here, but you have to rely on RNG to stack your armor break. And it's just not a reliable source. As we all know, if you're relying on RNG, it's most likely going to fail you. Now, Black Widow, well, you can put her on an ability accuracy team and make it work a little bit. It's still not reliable because she's not 100%, and also she's still going to take some damage. So while she can be a workable alternative if you don't have these other champs, it's still not the greatest option. Now, if you have suggestions as to who you use and what worked best for you, go ahead and put that down in the comments. This was by no means meant to be the end-all be-all. They were just my picks. Once again, this is Dorky Diggity Dave. You just learned how to fight Killmonger just like a ninja, so I hope that this helps you out on your quest so that you can finish it much faster, get it done, not use items, that kind of good stuff. And so if you liked the video, and I hope that you did, go ahead and click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, share it with your mama. All that stuff helps me out. And remember, stay dorky, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.